And, oh wow, this thing's actually getting quicker going live. Holy shit. Now, if only this thing and my ability to set all this up were able to actually work at a reasonable time, I might actually be able to get something done on time. Oh, anyways, I know it's been forever since we've done one of these, and yes, I know I have this thing outside of here called a light. I know I'm not dressing on it like it right now, on it, like it, in it, bag it, whatever. The thing you kids say whenever you guys go like this and make screeching noises. And then I just like hit you off 100 yards away because he's like, people are fucking stupid. But where are my manners? Crossfire. Good to have you, man. How you doing?
Good. I don't really have much else to say other than that.
I feel you. I've been working a lot lately, so it's been a bit of a pain in the ass to actually, try and do this at a reasonable time. Because, night shift sucks, but hey, the new job pays better. I was able to get some fancy new stuff. Some of it I'm using here, but it's more so behind the scenes shit. Because, long story short, the reason this time why I couldn't start anything on time is because I guess the last time I had an update, my camera took a shit, so I had to use all my fancy stuff that I used in the last live stream I did for that gig to do
the pierogi
my
festival,
own
right?
thing.
Yeah, it was the pierogi festival, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the pierogi festival and the Vegas show. They had one of my favorite DJs there, and this time he didn't get arrested. Yeah, regrettably, the last two times I was there for when DJ Fresh Spin was over in Griffith spinning over at Vegas, somebody was hitting on his girlfriend or his girlfriend's cousin or something like that, or both, because it's out in Indiana. Hill rods tend to be kind of stupid.
Right.
And he said the wrong thing, and I was like, Fresh, what the hell's going on? He's like, I'm going to kick this guy's ass is what's going to happen. And then the police came. Just stormed right in there, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I'm like falling over sideways with my tripod and the camera and everything on, and I'm like, "All right, stop recording. I don't want the files to get corrupted." Oh, okay, cool. They're not storming right over me, just right to me. Like, all right, you're arrested. You're arrested. You're arrested. What the hell are you doing? Press pass. All right, whatever the fuck. Saved my ass the second time around. I love that, but there is one place where, regrettably, a press pass will not really save your ass, and that is the initial topic of the stream. Oh, everyone finally can find Ukraine on a fucking map between Poland, Belarus, and Russia.
I think there's still a fair amount of people who can't.
I don't know. With like the thing that really struck me is like, okay, this might be a problem. Is I don't know if I've really told a lot. I know I might have told you and Scoop and a couple other people personally, but I haven't really like on live stream talked about it because it wasn't relevant. And every time we try and bring this up, most of the other people that were on the panel like, oh, we don't care about Ukraine. It's just whatever those fucking people are doing over there. Who gives a shit? Let's talk about sodomizing children. Why don't we talk about multi-gendered, interdimensional, physical laws of reality that we should have, even though they can't exist because paradox and liberalism. Fine, okay, whatever it is. The great God Noam Chomsky once said, "Thou shalt fornicate with whatever eye seeth fit." It's like, oh, damn it. So, that just tended to happen. So, yeah, I never really got into, telling much of the back history as to why I studied the whole civil strife over there and that, and as far as what general connection I have to it, because I actually have extended family from the western end of Ukraine, the small village of Linsk, or the small city of Linsk, is where one of my uncle's families come from. And they basically fled out of there to America during the Soviet occupation. Let's see. Oh, cool. We have people in the chat. Yes. Good. Plenty of trolls have come. Greeting trolls. Yeah, you're going to get to sit down a little bit of a family story. It's going to be hysterical. But yeah, basically, because of that, like every now and again, either my one uncle or grandpa and I would, get together for Thanksgiving or Orthodox Easter, and we just talk about what the hell was going on there, and that's really about it. It wasn't until lately my uncle was like calling me from work, like, yeah, apparently we got fully invaded. I'm like, what do you mean? What? The Nova Oceans make a push? No, the Russians are actually helping. Yeah, I know they're helping. Like, no, like they're actually going in. Oh, really? Oh, that's a first. And then suddenly, like, oh, blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow. Whoa! That's like, this has been going on for 9 years since Poroshenko got ousted, and back then nobody really gave a shit about it. But now
we got a
suddenly,
spammer.
yeah, like Vice News originally was doing a really good coverage of it. They had that one guy over there. I can't even pronounce his goddamn name. It's more hard to pronounce than like freaking Uncle's family name. And it's like Huzalski or something like that. And it's like, that's not Polish. No, that's actually Ukrainian. It ends in ski. It's Ukrainian because we're on the western end of it. The other one sounds like and that's how you know it's the Ruski half and the European half. And it's like, okay, Grandpa. Really is. So it's kind of funny that now, not only is everyone suddenly like, oh, now we're worried about it. Now that we're the TV's like, oh yes, I order you to pay attention to Ukraine. The internet is like, I order you to pay attention about Ukraine. Everywhere, look, even downtown on that, just like how they did for the St. Patrick's Day parade. I was like, oh, cool, yay! They dyed the river in that, even though it's freezing cold. And actually, day or two later, click. All right, now it's like blue and yellow. Like over at Navy Pier, the Ferris wheel they have, it's the same thing. They had the Irish flag up for like a day, and that was it. Then they went back to Ukraine, and like, we gotta give stuff to them, and it's like, so let me get this straight. You people want to make it illegal to have me owning one of these, but you'll take one of these, you'll give it to a moron over in freaking Boston or New York or wherever in the States and go, all right, go on a fucking plane and go fight the Ruskies, kid. And they'll be dressed up just as ridiculous as I am, using a fucking Type 2 with a regular 30 or 40 round bag. And they'll be so stupid enough as to, be facing down a BTR, one of the modernized C-34Bs that they have in that, and actually think that, oh yeah, just like Call of Duty, if I just shoot right there and wait, nothing happened. Wait, why isn't this cycling? Oh no, how do I? And then the kid gets hit with the grenade, because several streams ago we were making fun of Russian gun laws and how seriously they hate silencers. Yeah, that main turret went through that motherfucker like a knife through butter. That's like, yeah, this isn't a video game. This is actual war. You should not get involved in it. Don't go over there thinking it's a weekend fucking retreat, you idiots. They're like, oh, we're being kept here. They won't go to sleep. No shit, Sherlock. You signed on the dotted line like you're joining the Army or the Marine Corps.
There are better ways to help out if, like, out in Ukraine or whatever than actually fighting.
Oh, I agree. I'd rather go with that alternative because it doesn't include you being a moron, like you being the person going, yay, I have no combat experience. I eat nothing but freaking Cheetos all day. I'm totally going to be able to survive in a trench. I hate Nazis. And then the next thing you know, you get stuck with Azov and right sector and like,
yeah,
you
right.
little American bitch. You will not fight the war before. You go first. That way I laugh at you while you shit your pants. And they go, it's Nazis. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. Where do you think everybody was going to, moron? If you'd studied the thing for at least the past 3 years, you'd know that. Oh, gotta love it. I mean, like, Crossfire. You've had actual training. You've actually been in the military. I mean, how bad have you ever seen guys in boot camp that just lose their shit? Like fucking, guys that are like barely making it into private.
There was one guy in boot camp that it was our first day on the parade deck, or like around the parade deck, like practicing drill. we took a moment to just stop, and I don't remember if they were doing pictures or not, but like the kid like definitely wanted to leave, and he's just like putting his mouth over his rifle, and it's just like, motherfucker.
Well, like he's biting down on it? Like,
No, like putting his mouth on the barrel.
oh my God. What?
Yeah, he was, as soon
He
as
tried to
like
try to
people,
pile himself?
as soon as the D, yeah, like as if he was gonna kill himself. As soon as the DIs caught that, they reamed him out, and then like they, because of course it's a concern, they send him to medical or whatever, and then he's put on suicide watch until he was kicked out.
Wow, that's bad. That's almost as
Like,
bad as the Redditors going over to Ukraine to go fight. And the rappers, and the hip-hop stars, and every other moron, and they're all sitting there like, yo, Burnside, why don't you join Ukraine? Because my own fucking uncle and grandpa from there aren't even giving a shit about it and going, yeah, no, don't even bother. So my own family from there isn't, fucking scrambling, oh shit, we gotta send Junior over there. We're gonna send our only 2 daughters that are Bopsy twins over there. And fucking, the whole Slavic end of the family's just like, rack it up and shit like, yes, we go to liberate other motherland. It's like,
it's like, we already got enough.
yeah, they're like my uncle's like literally like just shaking his head, and the whole thing is like, this could have been avoided at least 3 years ago. Fuck the whole lot of it. And I was like, damn, you were all in for it. Yeah, because I wanted them to throw the Novorossians out. These people have been morons for the past few years. You know what's going on. And I was like, well, they haven't exactly been the brightest. They've been getting whittled down. So I mean, it's just something to laugh at darkly, because it's like, war is hell. War is a very serious thing.
Oh,
War is not something you should just be aimlessly leaping right into.
yeah. That's why I've been saying we should, like, as the U.S., we shouldn't even be trying to get involved unless NATO does through obligations.
Right. Yeah, which last I heard, I think it was Estonia or one of the other Balkan countries was trying to organize or had organized some form of a no-fly zone. It's like, good luck with that.
Yeah.
They're basically using cheap MiGs, and the Russians have newer MiGs. Yes, they've got some fuel problems, but they've been pretty well dominating the damn skies.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Ghost of Kiev thing wound up being a meme and a propaganda piece, and then what little bit of pilots they had left, like, oh yeah, I like that moniker, I'm going to use that. And then proceeded to wind up finding out that the next morning, oh, shit, where's our jets? All I see is rubble. Oh, well, fuck it. Grab a Type 2 and get in the trenches. It's like, at least they're determined. Because there's been a lot of propaganda coming out on both sides with the war, and the funny deep fake the Russians made about the Ukrainian president surrendering was pretty good. It's almost on par with the poorly animated training guide that they had for Disney when they tried to teach animators the employees' portal.
Yeah. I will give the Ukrainians credit. They are doing a lot better than people really predicted or thought they would do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are actually kicking a lot of ass. That's the one good thing, is they're being pretty stalwart. They're outnumbered. They appear to be outgunned in most instances, but they're fighting a really good war of attrition and guerrilla warfare now. At their backs up against the wall. I don't know why they weren't fighting like this for the last several. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to put the Pip Boy on today. I should have added that to the repertoire. Dumbass. With the whole rest of this stupid shit. Just to add to the label.
Personally, I don't even think they'll win the war, or like win this invasion, or whatever you want to call it, this conflict. But they're definitely doing a lot better than people anticipated.
Yeah, no, I think if anything, they're going to wind up having to make a ceasefire actually function. God, I hope they actually can, because it's not looking good over there. But it's Jesus. The fact that everywhere you look on all the general medias and stuff, your phone, your internet, your TV, fuck, I go on the highway to try and get to work. And about halfway there, when I got to go through downtown to go loop about, and they're all like, blue and yellow, and I'm like, you people have no idea what's going on. If I would have asked any of these morons several months ago, where's Ukraine and what the hell do they know about the conflict over there, they'd just be scratching their balls going, oh, I don't know, man. I can't even find it on the map. Now suddenly they're like throwing millions of dollars around, and it's like, that's good. It's totally not going to get wasted on something frivolous.
And it's always fun going into the server that basically called me a warmonger for leaving Afghanistan.
Yeah, and those same people, I guarantee you.
I literally was just like, as the server warmonger, I don't think we should be in this war, blah, 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 saying all these kind of anti-war things just to see what happens with that guy who called me that. Just to spite him, basically.
Good to hell with them. Because from what I understand is all these liberals that were going on about they want to take our guns, they want to take our rights, they want to call us Russian hate, saboteurs, blah, 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 all sorts of terrorist-like things, are the same people that are deciding that, oh, hey, why don't you guys go over with us and go fight the Russians? It's like, I'm a Russian agent, a Russian bot, a Russian sympathizer or something or other, but you want me to go with you to go fight in my uncle's homeland from about 2 generations ago. Why? And then if we're actually good, we'll be fighting along actual Nazis that are fighting other actual Nazis that are somehow a prison gang fucking mercenary company out of a horror video game? Yeah. Why is that a good idea?
Why is it even a good idea to go into this war?
God. Hell if I know, man. It drives me nuts. Just the inflation alone from this is absolutely insane.
Yes. Well, the inflation in general.
Oh, God. Looks like we've got plenty of trolls. Oh, my God. This is funny.
And it looks like 2 of the accounts are similar and then just spammer. I don't even really care. Like, it's obvious this isn't even a serious stream.
Oh, absolutely. No, like this. I'm going to highlight this guy in general because I find him fun. And because comically with the rest of it, yes, liar, liar, pants on fire. You can't tell who's saying what about the truth in that, My other poor buddy over in Poland, he's literally right next door, Iron Lord. If he's around later on, depending on how late I do this, I'll invite him on. But he actually wound up running into a couple of guys from the Ukrainian military, and he donated a lot of his military surplus to them because he's trying to help them fight the war.
Nice.
He's not going to hell over there, though, because not only does he have a lot of issues on his hand he's got to take care of, the dude's a young lad, and he's got to take care of Poland. What the hell's going to happen if the Ruskies take over Ukraine? Where the hell do you think they're going to go next? Poland. Shit. And the whole thing that they're going on now where they're like, oh, yeah, the reason why gas prices are bad is because it's the Russians' fault. It's like, the only thing we really get from Russians nowadays is the shit that would go into this if it wasn't a damn prop. You're even adding red tape to that. So it's like, well, we might not renew your import license, or maybe we will renew your import license. I don't know. We're going to see how much can you lather thy governmental loins.
How much I had a good idea in my head and I'm just like,
Too dark?
Not even too dark. It was just, I forgot it as soon as I started saying it.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, but it's getting really absurd with this stuff. I mean, the only Russian stuff I can actually think of that I get on a regular basis is there's this particular juice that I bought that's imported from Russia, and it's because it's organic. It's like called crawl or something like that.
Mm.
And it's like pomegranate, cranberry, both berries blended together and stuff. My mom and I, we try and not get into like diabetic sugar comas and stuff when we're drinking stuff. So it's like certain kinds of V8 and that are like the only two things we drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now they're like, oh, no, we're going to get rid of all the Russian stuff. We're going to piss them off more. And it's like, congratulations on that. You're just making the economic situation worse for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, when was the last time you actually seen a Russian product? When's the last time you seen a Ukrainian product for that matter?
Right. From what I know, Ukraine is like the poorest European country. It's like just something I heard, but yeah. It's like why they aren't allowed in the EU or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least they're not Moldova. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be invaded too. Yeah, I've got to get Comrade Hellas on one of these days, just bullshit about like what happens if Transnistria gets invaded. Because the Belarusian president is supposedly sending his forces into Ukraine to go fight too and claim territory or whatever.
Yeah.
And he made like this giant map where he's like, yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to take everything over here. We'll be victorious. And he starts his goose stepping, saluting, and all the dancing and shit like that. It's like, this has got to be a fucking video game or a cheap Hollywood movie. Because this shit is insane.
Russia invades Ukraine. Why not?
Literally. And France surrenders. Guarantee it. The French, God, if they actually send anybody in, like their Foreign Legion and that, because their Foreign Legion could technically join the International Legion that the Ukrainians have, and then they might actually have a chance of having some form of dignity. But I mean, if they went fighting Wagner, I'm not going to actually blame them for surrendering. I'm just going to hope that they only get killed. Because, like, the Russian Wagner Nazis, they're tatted up like like all the fucking Hollywood interpretations of Nazis. Like, whenever they try and make, like, a evil fucking, prison gang boogeyman Nazi. Like, fucking swastikas on the forehead, all sorts of Sig Heil runes and shit like that all over. And then the funny thing is, they're all decorated with Russian medals. So it's like, yes, they're a prison gang. They're paradoxes that exist somehow because the Russians and Nazis, even though both of them fought each other, but okay, we're just going to call that a paradox that perpetually exists. They have war medals. They're technically mercenaries, but they're not because Russia. And they give them guns and heavy equipment, whatever the hell they want. That's like, yeah. Go kill people from other Russia.
Go have fun.
I would not blame the French or just about anyone else surrendering to those, except the other Nazis that Ukrainians have. Because they're like, oh, they'll kill each other for the fever. Who cares? It's like that fucking Spider-Man meme where they're both pointing at each other, except it's Azov and Wagner. He's like, no, I am truest to the cause. No, I am truest to the cause. And we'll both kill each other and find out who's truer. And it's like, what? I don't think even in World War II we had anything like that going on. Like, when is the last time you'd seen a war or a conflict or something like that happens to where it was like when you were in the service, like imagine, like you get deployed to Afghanistan and you have ISIS and counter ISIS. So you're sitting there like, with your M16 like, oh fuck, which one's which? Because they're both ISIS, and they're sitting there, and you're like, I can't tell which one's which. And then one just looks over you, gives you the thumbs up. You're like, okay, the other guy.
It's like duck season, rabbit season.
Literally. You know,
Yeah.
that's like,
I'm gonna grab myself some water.
go right ahead, because this is going to go on for a little bit while, and then we'll go into the inflation in that, because it's there's so much you can make fun of on this and critique, and on top of that, just because I've been paying attention to this war for so long, not just the recent Russian incursion, but the trench warfare they've had overall. It's like the fact that now at the last hour, everyone's like, okay, now we're going to get involved. It's like, why? Oh, let's see here, chat guys. Oh, Iron Lord, good to see you, buddy. All right, Iron Lord, I didn't know that you were up this early. I'll definitely give you an invite because I wanted to have you in for this one since you're right next door. So I'm going to send you an invite here shortly, Pixie. That. Sounds like you took a massive piss, my friend.
No, it's just my it's my chair's armrest. It doesn't, or like the bolts fell out, so the cushion just falls off.
Oh, I hate that.
And I'm too lazy to improvise more, even though I work at a hardware store.
Hey, greetings, Bob. Greetings, Jake. Greetings, Gary. Oh. Partisan Cheeto. That's hysterical. Well, good morning to you in Poland, my friend, Iron Lord. It's going on a little bit past midnight over by me, and probably 1 in the morning by.
I mean, one of the dumbasses that just said something is me, so you don't have to say hi to me.
Oh, I'm gonna say hi anyway, damn it. Reading Crossfire even. Why not? Yeah, just aside from the combatant politics, the whole thing is, it's not really talked about, but both sides have committed war crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they're both killing Ukrainians.
Yeah, because it was Ukrainian warfare. Because what happened is, early on, you had their one fucking president, and George Soros. And George Soros, to stabilize the country, he broke up the economy, he broke up the politics, and so on. And then, okay, there goes the Prime Minister of Ukraine. He's fleeing to Russia. And then when he flees to Russia, basically 2 counties over on the east on the border of Russia go, what the fuck? So then they have an election. They get a new guy in. New guy kind of sucks. So then the 2 counties over in the east on the border of Russia are like, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're seceding. So they secede. So then they form their own independent republics. And then after that starts happening, everyone else goes, let's do that. And then you've got 10 different factions. It breaks out like the Spanish Civil War, to where it's different people in different armies. What do I have? No, I don't. Damn. You got different people in different armies actually fighting each other and shit. And it just gets into like this insane type of warfare to where it's miniature guerrilla factions fighting each other like crazy, to where Ukraine's government is barely functioning, and all these different little rebel militias are claiming cities, saying, okay, we're our own Rome. That's essentially it. And then finally, something winds up happening to where eventually Russia comes in and says, okay, well, we're going to help out the guys in Lugansk and Donetsk. And I only found out recently that that's how you properly pronounce them, because my uncle didn't give a shit how the hell to pronounce them. I can hardly understand Grandpa when he starts speaking actually Ukrainian, and he knows I don't know a fucking lick of it either. So it's, they put one of my uncles over, one of my cousins, and they will explain, oh, Grandpa's meaning this. And they go, look, I know I've been here for many years, but translation is absolute shit for some of us.
Nice.
And it's like, that's fine, I get you. And it's just like, but they Russian motherfuckers. And I'm like, okay, I understand. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And because of the fact that these were two civilian areas, and then after they became proper militaries, got training, got support from the Russians, and then more of a pro-Ukraine, anti-Ukraine started actually forming originally within the first 3 or 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
then it actually became, okay, so the Ukrainians have these militias, the independents have backing from Russia, and then, oh, what do you know? We have an election season coming up again. Guess what happens?
What do you know?
Yeah. That fucking DPR and LPR go around and they're like, you're not voting, motherfucker. They literally go run around with their fucking balaclavas and shit on, and they're breaking into places where people are voting, and they're like, well, we want to vote. You don't get to vote. They literally go full anarchist and literally go in, just pop, 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 unload the ballot boxes by force, and just go, all right, anyone want to vote today? Well, we did. Okay, well, you're not going to. They take the voting booths, voting boxes, voting everything, all the voting equipment, and they take it out and they torch it. And they go, you're not voting today, fuckers. And they did this as far as they could get for every part of Eastern and sort of Central Ukraine, but they really didn't get too far in Central Ukraine because either the Azov, they used to mispronounce them, Orzov, a few things in there. There we go, Iron Lord's in. Perfect. You know, they run into them and they're like, oh shit, that's the guys that know how to kill us. It's like, yes, we will commit war crimes on your ass. Give us those ballot boxes.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, doing well. How was your rest, my friend?
Pretty good. I quite literally just woke up.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're talking about the war that happened, yeah?
Yep. We're getting into about year 3 or 4 of it right now, when the Novorossians were...
This war is just, I think, might have been a revigoration of that war that happened for 2014. But the fact that Russia has the audacity to call it a special military mission is just hilarious.
That is, because they're basically going George W. Bush and going, come on, it's Iraq. They have WMDs. Let's go get them.
How to say it? Russia, that's the typical Russian tactic, to be honest. They claim that, for example, Russian-speaking citizens in, for example, Ukraine or whatever the Pakistan are endangered. So what they do? Send in forces to stabilize, in quotation, the region and subjugate it under their will.
Germany did something similar.
Not exactly by direct control, but by influencing their government or even openly occupying it and taking it to their fold as a fully fledged federation. A federal part of the republic.
Right, the whole vote with Mariupol.
Pretty much. To be honest, I never expected this war, although I had a feeling it might happen sooner or later, but I never expected my reaction for the fact how this war happened, because I woke up here really, really early in the morning. It's like 5 a.m, and I hear war. I think, okay, I'm going back to sleep, thinking it was just a dream, and wake up a few hours later, check the news, war.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And then you see all the stupid Americans that are volunteering for it, going like, yeah, man, we're gonna fight the fascists, yeah, the Russians.
That's not dumb Americans. Like, that's Redditors. That's a significant.
I mean, I know the last 4 that got themselves blown to smithereens by the Ruskies were Americans.
Actually, I think there's those last three Americans that were turned out to be American soldiers. They were there in Russia, Ukraine, but by the time of their supposed death.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact,
Interesting. Because, yeah, I didn't expect this war to break out because I've been paying attention to the gradual guerrilla trench warfare they've had for this time. And I figured it was just going to drag on and then maybe eventually there would be peace talks where it just kind of fizzle out. And I didn't think that Russia was actually going to say, okay, yes, we're helping the Novosians. Yes, we're going to treat them as something that actually exists. And yes, we're going to go ahead and fully go, from supplying them to, all right, now we're waiting to liberate them. Because I know that there have been instances in where you've had Right Sector Azov where they commit war crimes against the Novosians that they capture. Like there was that famous footage to where one of the guys from Azov actually, like they had kind of like a clan rally where they had captured some Novosian soldier. I don't know if it was a guy who was like lieutenant or a colonel or someone who had rank. But this guy pissed them off to the point where they literally crucified the guy and lit him on fire. I was like, oh, wow. Damn. I'm used to seeing that in this country of mine about 100 years ago. I can't believe people still do that shit.
Those were Chechens that crucified the Azovite.
Yeah, that was just fucking terrifying. Where it's like, oh, wow. So then, Russia going, okay, that's our reason to say there's a genocide going on, so we gotta de-Nazify the Ukrainians. So, yeah, Russia, blah. It's like, all right, George Bush, going to go get his Nazi WMDs with his own Nazis. Okay. It's maddening, man.
To be honest, in my opinion, that's the mostly the West's fault because we wanted to talk.
There's a lot of strange things going on. Like I know recently, a lot of people are freaking out about those biolabs that are level 2, if I remember correctly. They're being used for like food or food bacteria or some basic stuff like that. And I mean, yeah,
let me finish. I'd say that you can
and started work on some nefarious shit. But I couldn't tell you one way or the other. I mean, it could be maybe they're working on some certain course. I mean, they had money from America. I mean, we've already had plenty of people go and say this and that about lab theory with the fucking coronavirus and that, and then you can't talk about it. No, you can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. And that same thing rolls into with the rest of the stuff in Ukraine. It's like, is it or is it not? Just want to know so that I can get a gas mask if it's something that's actually legitimate. Or it just turns out the Ruskies are sitting there like, so this is an advanced medicine and beer factory? We're making vodka out of this bitch. Like literally, look like how the different propagandas have gone. That's like kind of how like I'm just taking that into how bad could it possibly be, because I doubt that it's like, okay, Hollywood movie, Ruskies go in, take over one of these labs, and it's like the American Ukrainians are running the fucking umbrella corporation over by dominance. I don't see that being possible.
As I was saying earlier, I seriously think that the fact that this war started.
I think I have just the settings here.
Is the fact that.
What were you saying?
One of the faults that reasons that war started is the fact that Western world is too much of pussies nowadays, because we wanted to negotiate with them. Well, you can't you can't negotiate with Russians.
I have
Seriously.
questions about negotiating with them. Oh, whoop, that's echoing.
Russians are
Hold on, let me
quite
back up and
literally
back in.
represented.
See if that's going to fix it.
It fixed already. Don't worry.
He's gone.
Anyway,
Quick, say all the things he can get banned for.
nah.
Kidding.
There we go. Now it works. Okay.
Don't worry, we said all the things that you can get banned for.
Oh
Yep.
no! Oh! Yeah. Go figure, man. The thing decides to glitch on me.
Returning.
Technology is not my friend today.
Returning to what I was saying, you can't negotiate with Russia because in their eyes, if someone tries to talk to them about not doing something, they'll portray that person as a weak. And the fact that all of the Western world try to negotiate, it just emboldened them to actually pull off this attack.
Yeah. I'd say it's especially under with the US with the Biden administration.
Oh yeah.
That too.
Yeah, because that's the thing is with Trump's administration, Trump understood that Putin had a different mindset, and as I constantly observed how he was reacting, like everyone was freaking out. It's like, wait, no, he's playing it to the Soviet mindset. He has to come from a position of strength, and he has to give them a vulgar display of power. If you don't give them a vulgar display of power, they're not going to respect you, and they're going to think that you're a bitch that has no balls, and they'll do whatever they want, sanctions or not.
That's not the reason hold on. That's the Russian mindset of a ruler. If they see even every Russian politician in there will see that if someone wants to negotiate with them, with their government, they'll be seen by the Russians as weak. It may be not perpetrated by entirety of Russia, but it is very, very much present within the Russian government.
Makes sense.
It's pretty much political Darwinism, in their opinion. I mean, that's my opinion anyway. That they're showing off the perfect example of politics by Darwinists, that their strongest will win.
That makes sense. Because that's pretty much how they've been, as so long as they've been in the news limelight within the past several years.
Pretty much,
With the Cold War in Syria, that's all everything was. It was like shows of strength, shows of force, and tactical maneuvers. And as far as any form of diplomacy, it was either Russia was basically telling everyone to go fuck themselves, or he was saying, I understand you want to do this, but I want to do that. If you will not let me, I will do it anyways. And that's where it ended.
True. Oh God, I'm not a movie person. Give me a second.
That's fine. I know you just rolled out of that. That's perfect. Yeah. I'm not expecting you to throw on your usual get up from your reenactments of that on. I just threw this on to look like a moron because I wanted to make fun of the rest of these idiots that are, literally thinking that, it's a video game. Let me go fight in Ukraine. So it's also why I wanted Crossfire on this, because he's a trained soldier.
I'm not a soldier.
You're a Marine. You're a soldier in my book, man. You're a crane eater.
Nah, you're jarhead.
You're a lean, mean fighting machine. A Marine is trained to do two things: break shit and kill shit.
No, kill and fuck.
Sometimes they're the same.
Well, thing is, Marines say they're not soldiers; they're Marines.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're kill,
Oh.
fuck, and eat.
Well, shit, I wish someone told me that years ago.
Could have just asked me.
I know. I didn't think of that. Oh, God.
I do love that. That is kind of my sense of or like how my humor is. Like, I'm very good at building off of something instead of like straight up improvising on the spot.
Oh, it's
Like,
good. I've got plenty of stuff for you to play off of.
And that's only if I can think of it in my head at the time. Like, sometimes
right.
like I think of it later on versus like right at that moment.
That's plenty fine. As I mean, this is definitely one of the more casual streams.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done this earlier, but this was literally the only time where I could actually get some of the stuff together.
But you have a thing called a life.
Yes, I have that thing called life. I have that thing called a job. And as of starting late today for this stream, I have a thing called now I need to buy more equipment. Like, the reason why this is so narrow isn't just because of how I have the three of us set up right now. It's because the stupid web camera installed into that stupid laptop.
You have plenty of time, don't worry. With the amount of shit the Russians losing, it will take some time. I mean, have you seen their casualties?
I have not.
Not from Russian propaganda?
No, I haven't. Like,
hold on.
So for me, I've only just kind of kept an eye on things. I haven't been like deep diving into anything. Just because, like, honestly, like for the most part, I've been just like mentally tired when it comes to politics.
Hold on.
But I'm at least paying attention to things going on.
It's easy to be tired when you have Joe Biden talking. Don't beat yourself up about it. Yeah, there's been Russian casualties. There's been Ukrainian casualties. Aside from the Azov clan rally, there's been all sorts of insane stuff.
Official estimations of how much men Russia lost, it's about ranging from 3,000 to 10,000 soldiers.
That's a good chunk. Shit. And from what I understand, the Russians are just sending
obsolete info. Give me a sec. I might.
Excuse me.
Actually,
take your time to dig.
Huh?
Yes, I heard from InfoWars that a lot of gear and equipment and so on that the Russians are sending is essentially training equipment. Like, their tanks allegedly are very lightly armored or have no armor whatsoever. And they're supposedly sending like waves of conscripts essentially at the Ukrainians. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but that's
typical Russian modus operandi.
Okay.
They'll send lots of disposal bullshit at them, including their own fucking comrades.
Yeah, I heard that like just from someone else that the Russians literally like were put on the border because they thought they were doing some kind of training near the border. And then, what do you know? They're invading Ukraine.
Yeah. What surprised me that is the lack of optics Russians are running with. They're no optics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've seen is that's what Brandon Herrera was saying when he was doing his gun meme review, when he was going over all the different captured rifles. Because I thought that was strange too, is because even though this is a Type 2, pretty much the rest of the sights on this are the same. You just have the adjustable sight right here, and all of the AK-12s that have been taken from the Russians don't have any optics, and they're still using just regular 30-round mags. They're not even using series or drum mags or anything fancy like that. They're just
drum mags are issued to light machine gunners. Not
you don't typically see drum mags on regular assault rifle like service rifles. You
Yeah.
don't see
Right,
those a
but I
lot.
kind of figured that the Russians would kind of like how we did with the SAW, where we took the M16, we cut it down, and we put like a box mag on it. I figured,
Right.
if anything, if they're going into urban combat, wouldn't they do the same? Like they'd either take I didn't expect them to be running in with AK-12s. I expected them to be running in with 103. And there's only been a handful of AK-103s that have actually been taken, or anything from the 100s. So that's when I was like, okay, maybe they are on the same.
103 is was made for export.
Ah.
Yeah, only one unit in Russia, well, several units in Russia are using AK-103s.
That I didn't know.
Only Spetsnaz and Ministry of Internal Affairs, aka Rosguard.
Interesting.
Only thing I know in general about urban combat is you don't want your gun taking up much space.
Yeah.
Which is why M4s are becoming like very common in the US and why they're trying to change the service rifle. Like they've been trying to do that for years now.
I mean, why? NCX Spear is longer than M4, I think.
The next thing we're looking at is hold on. The Marine Corps is looking at the IAR, which is it looks a lot like the M16, but
That's
IAR is
interesting.
just the Heckler & Koch 416, but American. Even if it's German made.
Interesting.
Like you can get both Heckler & Koch 416 and M27 IAR.
Yeah.
And try to compare them. It's essentially same rifle.
Right.
Does it take the same magazines?
Yes. Same rifle, same magazines as M4.
Nice. I guess H&K did a good job then. Shit.
It's essentially your upgraded clone of the upgraded, more expensive clone of M4.
Yeah.
But with gas piston. Taken from G36 rifle. Which,
yeah,
by the fact, it's a sweet rifle to shoot. I can attest.
I'll send him a picture of the one I found online, just so you know what at least I'm talking about.
Okay. Thanks. My whole thing that I was thinking when they were getting all these rifles from these guys that they're killing is, I figure if they're going into urban combat, what they do is they basically do with the Kalashnikov what they did with the Armalite. They kind of make their own version of the saw. Like they take like a crank and they put the extended mag on it or something.
Yeah, when it comes to like infantry, when it comes to urban combat, you don't want your gun taking up a lot of space because you're going around a lot of corners. You don't want the you don't want the enemy grabbing your barrel and yanking it around the corner when you don't want to be around the corner.
Right.
That reminds me of that building where the Bundeswehr soldiers are trying to breach a building, breach into the room, and it's soldiers G36 just stuck in the doorway.
Yeah, this isn't too bad of a rifle.
Yeah. Another thing is, I think when it comes to doorways, they call them like the fatal funnel or something.
Yeah, because it's a essentially blind spot to a certain degree. Yeah.
Not too bad of a weapon system. It's just incredibly.
It's also just like you hit, like you can also like just easily line up on someone standing in front of a doorway too.
Oh, not bad. It's always good to get a drop on your opponent.
Unless you're the opponent. Remember, it's a double-edged sword.
Hmm.
Yep, that is the thing. It's the thing, man. You know, the thing. Like, I don't know. You guys ready to transition for that inflation?
Sure.
All
There
right.
was an inflation? Wait, right, gas prices.
He's talking about gas prices, prices of
Uh,
everything, at least in the U.S.
I mean,
Yeah.
in our country, you should see the liquid propane gas prices. They're going Hail Mary.
Oh
Sure.
God, we have the same thing.
I
for
know that
gas.
because I'm selling the gas canisters,
Mm.
gas tanks for our household use. So yeah.
I just got myself a new car, and the last time I had a car was about a year ago, and I was filling my tank at about $35 to $40. Now I'm filling half my tank, and I have a Jetta for about that
Question:
same price.
How much you hate your neighbors?
What do you mean by neighbors?
The people living next to you, nearby you.
I don't really talk to my neighbors all that much.
I only hate one of my neighbors, and occasionally I get drunk at Kiana's house.
Eh,
Guess you could.
For me, I live
But
in an apartment, and I really just either go to work or sleep. So
I mean, you could
Yeah.
drink from your neighbor's car, but again, for legal reasons, that's a joke.
mhm.
Steal your neighbor's gas to be a dick.
Hmm.
I haven't thought of that
Steal
one
your
yet, but
dick
that is a good prank.
Steal your dick neighbor's gasoline.
Mhm.
God. I've actually got a giant metal U.S. military jerry can in the trunk of my car filled with gasoline, and I haven't been able to use it because several weeks ago I got in a car wreck to where I was literally the guys and I were coming here and we're gonna play some politically incorrect D&D that we started
Oh, God.
a little over a month or so ago, and then boom, drunk asshole hits me. I can't open my trunk. I have to do all this unbolting and shit to even get into the trunk, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm not doing it. I'll break something knowing me. So I've got that and a whole bunch of other prepper shit just sitting there, damaged, that I can't even get to. And I gotta wait like another week or two with the paper process I'm in right now before they even get the thing to the shop and go, okay, now let's see what's really screwed up about this. You guys suck so much. Oh. But it is what it is. I'm not dead. My passengers aren't dead. We're gonna get that car fixed, but it's just another thing where it's like I have to do real life stuff for real life problems.
You work for a living.
Yeah. That's why I haven't been streaming off, dude. I've got the night shift. I've got bills to pay. I've got cats to feed. None of them are running around right now here. I guess they're actually sleeping for a change, O'Malley. You don't want to come say hi?
Mine is sleeping in my clean laundry.
You know, I always wondered why cats do that. They love doing that shit.
Well, I mean, it's soft and it at least
All right,
smells
back.
somewhat similar to you.
Yeah, like as soon as I get my laundry done, that's the one thing O'Malley does. Is I'll throw my laundry on my bed, and he'll leap up onto my bed, and he'll just give me like this happy, tired look while he's laying amongst all my clean clothes. And I go, "What you doing, fat boy?"
Well, like I said, it's because your clothes are soft and they probably smell similar to you.
Likely.
Because cats feel secure when like they have a familiar scent around them too, especially if it's like related to their parent, or because I don't necessarily say master or anything, because I don't think cats or dogs really think of people like that.
Retainer.
I feel like cats more think of you as like a parent, or like a dog thinks of you as a parent or something.
Something like that. Yeah, you know, that's the one good thing is with all the expenses going up, I haven't seen much of an uptick in pet food prices. but I have seen an uptick with regular human food prices. Don't know why that is, but human food prices have gone up. Cat food, dog food, gerbil food even has maybe like gone up a couple cents. But it's like, all right, that whatever. It's the season. You know, we still have truckers protesting in DC, so I might attribute it to that. I don't know. That's another thing. I try and get to that, but thing with the stupid. I got the stupid thing where I'm already having the tech trouble right now, where I'm running this crap off my phone instead of my computer that's sitting right. You know, technical difficulties, more things I have to throw money at.
First world problems.
Oh, absolutely, first world problems. Even in a third world like Ukraine and that, and their problems are, oh shit, we need more ammunition. We're dead Redditor. We need his magazine for AK. We'll fight more Ruskies.
Waking up yet?
Yeah, I just let Cat into the house, and now she's meowing loudly.
I heard.
Oh, so we're all cat persons. Well, that's a good thing to know.
Meow.
Oh.
Come here. Come here, you furry fuck.
Furry muppet. Yeah, this is the one fun thing I'd seen is I don't know what it is over there in the East Block by you, but everyone seems to have fat ass orange tabby cats just like mine, and their cats just chilling by AKs.
Cats are therapeutic. What can we say? We had a lot of wars. We had a lot of shit. We need some time off at that time. Except for Poland, we just want to kill Russians.
I can't believe you want to kill Russians.
Bruh, hold on. I think this will portray how we feel about this current situation.
Like,
I've sent you the video.
All right,
I sent you
I gotta pull that up real quick here.
It's a short video, don't worry.
Hey, Burnside.
Yeah.
I have a meme for you.
All right. Which one are we doing first here, gentlemen? Oh, for the love of God. Yeah.
What's wrong?
We're going to put this meme up. Let me zoom out here a little bit. All right. Screen.
That's the meme. That's not the meme I just sent. That okay?
This is the one Crossfire sent me.
Nah, the correct interaction did America have with Japanese would be the certain two bombs that made them pick that hair for the American characters in the fighting games.
Fucking hysterical. All right, let me see here. Let me pull yours up, Iron Lord. Let's see here. Do I have to download this thing? Yes, I have to download it. Damn you. Okay.
You don't need to download if you're on the PC. You can just play it on Discord.
All right, let me see if I can get this to work. Because if I share it, it's going to share our entire conversation. That's the only thing that's going to stop.
True.
All right, let's see here. Copy message link.
I mean, me and your DMs is just full of memes and stupid shit.
All right. Well, all right, Iron Lord. They shall briefly know our DMs.
Just put it on the widescreen or something. It'll be fine if you play it on widescreen. It's just a short video, but I have more of the Little Big Shine to play. It's just a short
Yeah,
video,
it is all
I have
that.
more of the Little Big Shine to
Yes,
play.
dude.
Yeah,
You were
All right,
saying?
well,
I
that
do have
works.
to look up NATO Article 5 because even though I was Marine Corps, I didn't mess with NATO shit.
It's
Well,
honestly,
from
I
what I
just hope
understand,
for the
NATO
war to
was
happen
up.
because honestly, I want to fucking dome a Russian with a shovel.
Oh, okay, it's the general. Just if a NATO ally is the victim of an armed attack, all other nations in the alliance consider it an act of war and lock and
Yes.
load.
Pretty much,
Okay.
mess with one of us, and you mess with the entirety of NATO.
Makes sense.
And considering the helmet fucking amount of their accuracy of Russian artillery, it may happen soon.
Well, that's
Oh my
fun to know. So,
I'll be right back. I gotta give my cat some food.
all right, yeah, go right ahead and feed your cat. My cat food's still cheap, anyways. Oh boy. Well, so one thing I've noticed, like recently in Chicago, we had this insane program to where they're giving away $50 of gas for free. There was a welfare program. The only thing is where they were sending it, I'd have to at least drop $50 worth of Kevlar in order to go there. They're like, all right, you're going to have to go to South Shore. Okay, that's only right next door. You got to go to the end that's near Stony Island. Fuck you. Too much traffic. Don't want to get stopped. Okay, well, how about Inglewood? Hey, do you see what I look like? Do you see this ridiculous costume I'm wearing? No, I'm not going to fucking Inglewood. He's like, all right, well, Cabrina's kind of looking nice this time here. I know you're working on making it a nicer neighborhood. I'm on the east side. I'm not going that far up north. You out of your damn mind? Even if I'm not going to get shot. I went far up north as it is today to go get a new pair of fucking boots. Not going far up north. Fuel I'm going to wind up spending just to get back home? That's self-defeating. So my mother and I literally lay out a battle plan like, okay, how feasible is this? Where are we going to go? We're going to literally sit there and do some road warrior shit where I'm like, okay, Ma, what the fuck are we doing? We should take your car. We take my car. Oh, wait, that's right. Your car needs to be worked on, too. Okay, so we take my car. We can't get to my truck because it's damaged. So are we grabbing jerry cans? What are we doing? We can't. Okay, they don't have any in Blue Island. We're kind of fucked now. Okay. I only have Kevlar for me because you didn't want Kevlar when I was telling you I'm going to go buy Kevlar. So we literally sat there, looked at a map of this shit, and went, you know what? All of these are neighborhoods that are not only just not safe to get into, but carjackings have gone through the roof. And on top of that, $50 is only going to fill half the fucking tank. It's not going to fill the whole car. That's, you know, I'm in a brick. I'm not in some new fancy car like a hybrid or some shit. So we're like, yeah, shit, it's too bad we don't have the other car that runs. And we could just road warrior it in and road warrior it out, and then it'd get us at least a full fucking tank. But the brick is a brick. So we figured it was not cost effective with between ammunition, Kevlar, and just general risk and distance to get into the hoods to get the free fucking money. And then after that, they're like, oh yeah, we have to sign up for this program for these benefits. And I'm like, I just started working. My link card is X day. It's gone. It's done. I'm not collecting that anymore. Oh, well, have you signed up for this and this and this? It's like, Mom, do you know what the fuck this is? Yeah, we only signed up for winter assistance. So it's going into summer now. I haven't signed up for any of that shit. And I technically can't. It's like, all right, yep, we're done. We're not getting $50 with gas. Fuck it. And then these guys start wheeling and dealing it anyways. Like the guys in the neighborhoods start shooting each other, carjacking each other, and literally fucking like the whole escapade they had several months ago when everyone was panicking and buying all the gas and there were all the propaganda memes of people dumping it in the bags and stuff.
Yeah.
These people over in Inglewood and that literally start getting fucking things at Tide and start dumping gas in there. It's like, well, at least that's a smarter option than bag.
Yeah.
And they're treating it for crack. That's like, yeah, probably a good idea. We didn't decide to risk life and limb for that shit. But I mean, if it's that bad in America that they have to give away gas from the reserves through a welfare program that people are exploiting for criminal enterprise anyways, why even fucking bother? Seriously.
I mean, there is always that idea that we're paying higher gas prices with a good conscience, you know?
Oh, screw that. The one good thing I have as far as the good content goes, and if I ever run into him, I'm pretty sure I could get him on here to go and vouch for me on this, because he's more of the science end than the push stuff. The local environmentalist group out here, they actually proved that it was more cost efficient to retrofit a more antique vehicle or to overhaul a vehicle to be more fuel efficient than it is to actually get a Tesla or anything like that, because there's more actual fuel in the sense used in those vehicles. And those are all luxury vehicles for the short term. That's something your common man isn't able to get. Because the thing he was going on about was, okay, so instead of using like something off the coast of California where they're drilling for it, it was some form of methane or something, and it was like, it's a good idea, but it's too volatile. So what he was doing is he was literally going master blaster and going, okay, this is a safe way to get methane.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Nah, Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, has been stripped of his honors by the Space Foundation, which censored his name in the light of current world events.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
First it was the cats, now it's the astronauts.
What the fuck? Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, I was going to wait a little bit longer to get into that segment of it, but what the fuck?
Fuck the Russians. They deserve it.
Okay, Iron Lord, fill us in here.
They're calling for it. I mean, Russians started a war. That's why they called for the current entirety of the curb stomping they get on the world, including the censorship of Yuri Gagarin.
What the fuck? Okay, I don't like communists, but credit's who credit's due.
Yeah, he was like the first guy into space, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't care. I just want to fucking, I just wait for the rest to come. Eventually come. I just want to shovel, bonk them with my shovel.
All right, let me put this one up too. That's not as dark and sad as the other one, but fitting as well. Fucking God. I still don't like the fact that we're censoring actual historical events. I hate that shit.
It's the Russians. Who gives a shit?
Well, Well, I know it's shit that they're invading. That's a no duh, but there's nothing you can do to change the fact that the first asshole in space was a goddamn commie from the Soviet Union. There's not too much more. Let's see here.
So it's a double whammy. Okay, I don't care. The Russians.
I get you, but this is horribly dystopic. They're
Welcome to the 21st century. Here, have a seat.
As I mean, literally, here's the thing. This guy is a fucking commie. He's from the Soviet Union. He's the first motherfucker in space. And all these liberal assholes love communism. The one thing they love all day, every day is they love their bullshit Type 2s and their fucking Soviet sodomite nonsense. Fucking Soviet. He's a certified fucking commie. He went up into space singing fucking whatever their goddamn national anthem was at the time, with a fucking cheap little fucking hammer and sickle is made by 5-year-old children, had a gunpoint by these little things. Going, yes, in the name of communism, we finally get into space. I get to live what I land. And now they're like, oh no, Russians invaded. We're going to censor that. It's like, really? You're a communist censoring another communist because you think he's a dirty communist? Bitch, please. Who's the one that had Beria on payroll to go and do questionable things like Hunter Biden with children? You? Seriously.
Didn't Whoopi Goldberg just advocate for McCarthyism?
Yeah, she did.
Base?
Yeah, because she's out of...
Burnside, have you seen the latest addition to the Brandon's collection?
Oh, yeah, I seen the AK-12 Brandon added. That's actually not...
I wonder how he got it.
What'd you send me?
The AK-12?
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, I'd seen that one. Yeah, the AK-12. Yeah, he had to... What he had to do, from my understanding, is he had to actually smith his own receiver, and he got the parts shipped in through a third party. So he borderline had to get that thing smoked then. But hey, good on him for getting 12. I prefer the 100 series over the 12, though, but that's just... No, the only reason I'm going to say Whoopi in this particular case of McCarthyism isn't based is because she's arguing that because she's arguing a paradox. She's a communist, arguing that the non-communists are the actual communists, so they should be forced violently to go over to Ukraine to go fight the Ruskies and all their people, so that back in America, they can have their multi-interdimensional tranny communist autocracy. And that's bullshit. No, true McCarthyism would be, okay, here's what we're going to do, and here's how we're going to do it. We're not going to do any of this commie nonsense. We're going to have hard interventionism, and we're going to make fucking peace at a gunpoint. You know? Whoopi Goldberg's a freaking moron. She's paid to just sit there on TV and be a dumbass. You know? Her whole studio they had over here in Shirakistan has been demolished because she decided she didn't want to pay her goddamn bills for it, and she went elsewhere. You know, same with Oprah. She had a building over here. Same damn thing. She didn't want to pay her bills for it and all that, and they got it demolished, and everyone started collecting the bricks like they were the blood of Christ.
I mean, we're streaming on the internet right now, acting like idiots.
Yeah.
Well, I'm supposed to be an idiot. That's the joke. That's why I have all these alcohol bottles here, and I've got this prop gun sitting here, and I'm sitting here with these ravey cyberpunk glasses with this stupid matching cyberpunk mouse and the paintball vest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with the motorcycle helmet. I didn't toss on the actual Kevlar helmet because I didn't want to go through the effort. I didn't want to sweat through it.
Yeah, and I know what you're talking about because those things get... All that
They
stuff
do get
gets
very
hot.
hot. Oh my god. I prefer the older ones where you have the liner and then you have the space in between and then you have the actual Kevlar helmet. Holy shit, I don't know why the military got rid of those.
I also really hated wearing plate carriers because my back isn't completely straight. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's not comfortable.
Mm-hmm. I imagine not. Jesus.
That reminds me.
That
My
was
back is
really
way
young
straighter
man.
than I
Blade carrier.
entered, but like those sappies were uncomfortable.
Yeah, the one I have, it's not that bad, but I don't have a proper plate carrier. I've got like a security guard's plate carrier, and it's like one of those shirts that you put the plates in, and you throw it on like a shirt. It's like a shirt. You don't even know it's a plate carrier. You know?
Covert vest for the spook shit.
Yeah. It's ridiculous and it's asinine, man. I tell you.
Yep.
Because the thing that just pisses me off, and I will beat this dead horses. These people want to fling us in a war over there, while trying to take all of our stuff and give it to all the people over there. If it's that dire, if it's that bad, sure, let's go over there. Through any leap of bureaucracy and logic and any of that nonsense, no. You shouldn't have to limit the American people in order to give to the Ukrainian people. It's just, no, this isn't a video game. This is real life. It doesn't work that way. It shouldn't have to work that way. It's very simple. For example, for me, to take an actual one of these, let's say like Brandon Herrera. Let's say like I'm like Brandon Herrera. Let's just pretend this is an club. Let's say, okay, I have this whole get up on. It's actual military equipment, not just prop stuff. And I'm like, okay, I feel bad for Ukraine.
I think I'll be going now. So, catch you later, guys.
Yep.
All right. All right.
See ya.
You have a good morning, dude. We'll catch you later.
You too.
Oh
You too.
god.
Oh, there goes my light. That's fine. I'll turn the auxiliary on. Well, at least I know how long that battery lasts. Okay.
It's funny how the trolls also got just bored and left.
They got bored.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah.
I just find it funny because we're really not talking about much.
Not much really. No. I guess anything. The next time I do this, if I have to do it this way, I will have to actually go and take that same battery that I have the phone plugged into. Which let me check the battery on that. Oh, for love of God, the phone's doing just fine. All right, so I have to actually plug a separate cord into the external battery pack for the phone to go into that light so that it works.
Fun.
Shit you learn while you're doing this in the field. Let me see if I can actually get the client London with fucking work. Hold on. Let's see. It's actually gonna put it. Okay, that tied there. That goes there. So if I extend this to, where do I have it on this? Right there, I think. Yep. Okay. All right. Yep, that will apparently work.
Yay.
All right, good. So let me go turn the other light off since that's a bit too bright. There we are. Where we're at. Right, so we'll probably only run this for about another 40 minutes and that. But the thing that infuriates me about all of this nonsense is we've had our prices going up. We were already in an economic decline, and it seems like they're wanting to fling us into another world war. And why should we go into another war?
Why should we go into another war at all?
Exactly. Dude, look how we fucked up Afghanistan. Look how horribly we screwed the pooch on that one. You think we're going to do any better in Ukraine? You know, I don't want to go full Tim Pool and go, oh, well, because we're arming the Azov, we're going to create splinter cells of Azov. We're going to be fighting the Uber-mentioned Waffendongen. But the fact that we're throwing this much money at it, expecting money to fix the problem, and we're also throwing idiots, absolute certified morons. Okay, at least the light's working. You know,
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the fuck, why the fuck, how the fuck. You know, so many questions, so little time, and it's just, I see it being bad all around, and we don't need to go and do another war. They're going to want to try and fling us into one. So I can only hope that we can avoid it, because that's going to be a lot of dead bodies.
Yeah, Americans are tired of the wars, so, like, they definitely need to just back off.
I agree, because what I see with this is if they try and get us into another world war,
it's not going to be popular. Yeah, it's not going to be popular at all.
Oh, no, it's not going to be popular. Apparently, according to InfoWars, a couple other people, they're already allegedly bribing these same Redditors and Twitter people and other assholes like that to go out and say, oh, yes, it's totally good to join the International Legion and go to war. It's just like, no, so much no.
Did you see the most recent Freedom Tunes where they're like, it was pretty funny.
Yes, I did.
Where it was like, so you remember World War II? Do you want to be as cool as them? Or like, wasn't it cool? Do you want to be as cool as them? That was hilarious. And they just go from like the Korean War all the way up to Afghanistan.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. That light is not doing good. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to have to flip the other one on. This one's just going to need to charge. So give me a second here. Let me turn this bad boy off. And we'll go ahead and flip the other one on here. And I know I was going to have that trouble. Probably would have plugged it in earlier. If anything, people are going to look at this afterwards, they're going to laugh their balls off. And chances are, when I have a few beers, I'm going to look back at it, and I'm going to laugh my balls off. So I'm going to be sitting there like, oh, no, I could have done all these things differently. Ooh.
I bet you're going to be like, why am I wearing those stupid glasses?
Oh, God, yeah. No. I wore these particularly for the meme. For the entire meme.
I know.
I know. These are indefinitely stupid. No, these look better when I have the whole rest of the costume together for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. So it looks stupid as hell. Undoubtedly stupid as hell. Chances are after this, I'll probably have to replace the stupid batteries in it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our prices have gone through the roof nationally. Our people don't want another war. I'm thinking they're trying to pull this because they want to either start a third world war or they want to collapse us inward like they initially did with Ukraine in the first place.
I'm thinking when it comes to the U.S. side, I'm honestly thinking it's just the Democrats trying to boost their ratings because generally war boosts ratings at first. Like
it does.
They think it's almost the ticket to get reelected.
That's like the movie Iron Sky.
That's honestly what I think of the whole like American side of like the views on it.
Right. That's possibly
a little more what I've been looking into was just like how the media is like trying to spin it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me being the guy I am and all my bumper stickers and get up so I got more to the conspiratorial aspect of it, and just one thing I've been saying for years about people is we kind of got to the point where we are now as far as, our kind of semi-internal collapse and so on.
Yeah.
With inflation and the civil unrest and all that, is I kept telling people they want to do to America what they've done to Ukraine. Now, the only difference between America and Ukraine in that respect is I don't see anyone being able to formally invade us. Yeah. Yes, we've got the southern border that's open like a prison-raped asshole, 26 in California, which old boy Jesse there just narrowly escaped. Lucky ass son of a bitch. I was planning on, if he was going to be in there for a long time, actually taking my press pass and going and interviewing him to see what his personal experience was like. But nope, fuck me, right? No. They let his ass barely stay a fucking week in county. You know, whereas everyone else, you know, yo, fuck you, you're going to be in there for several months. You're going to have your sodomy too, and you're going to like it.
Go out there and interview some cartel guys?
Pretty much, yeah. Basically, that was my plan. I shit you not. It was my plan. Was okay. I would do this paper for Scoop. We're gonna get everything on paper. I'm gonna write down whatever it is it'll cost me for to have you. I'm gonna go down there with my shit. I'm gonna talk to the guys over county, and I'm gonna arrange an interview with Jesse Smollier, Smolio, Smollier. I don't have a French last name. I don't know how you pronounce that shit. Fuck French culture and their impronounceable fucking true 9 to 7 of pressure ass names. And that. The Haitians make more goddamn sense than the goddamn French problem. But juicy butt cheeks, yes. I had plans to interview him. I had plans to ask him what his prison experience was like, and then next, oh, hey, he's being released on bail within a couple days. And it's like, I barely had the time to plan this.
I thought it was appeal that he was working on, or like that they were trying to figure out.
Yeah, he's trying to file for an appeal for his case, and they're doing something to where they're releasing him already from county to somewhere else. Now, yes, under normal circumstances, you cannot keep a person very long in Cook County Jail, but Cook County Jail is not efficient in the slightest in any case, more often than not. So you will likely be left there for up to a year at most in an overcrowded prison with other people that have been arrested and have been waiting bail, waiting appeal, waiting some form of a trial or a sit down with the lawyers or something to assess their situation for at least 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got people going in and out of 26 in California. That's why we call it the Hotel California over in Chiracus. There's people going in and out all the time. And we've had all sorts of fun and hysterical things happen just because of its prominence and because of where it's located in Chicago, to where women would actually be bribed or be paid by the external members of different gangs that operate in the prisons to do shows on rooftops within the visual view of these prisoners. And it made headlines on several occasions because it's like, what are we going to do about these radical deranged feminists that are stripping on the rooftops of their homes? And it's like, wait, I can rent one of your overpriced apartments. I can go on the roof, and I can publicly scratch my balls?
Cool.
Am I understanding you correctly, CBS News? I can go up there for the goddamn run, drop my drawers, and just start itching on one of those overpriced, God, why would you live there, stupid doggone condominiums they have in Chicago? Like downtown proper. I'm not talking about like on the border where I'm at here. And apparently, they somehow, these prison gangs would funnel money to the regular gang members or vice versa. Who the hell knows? And they literally planned it, black marketed the money together, said have these women that would rent out these different condos around where the jail is. So if they were looking out on a particular cell block at a particular time of day, they'd see a girl just sit there, stripping and dancing and all that stuff, and they just, because you're in prison. What the hell else you gonna do?
All you can really do is work out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or maybe get some studying done.
Yeah.
Like learn a new language or something.
Yeah, you'll study the art of war. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. You can study or you can work out. So they lined up some alternative entertainment, and then the city decided, we're not going to play ball with this shit no more. So they got rid of the entertainment curriculum. So it's like, I had a good formula running, and then out of nowhere they're like, yeah, we're pulling the carpet off the front of this. He's gonna walk one way or another, and I'm like, fuck you. I had between 1 and 2 weeks to actually get the chance to get 1 or 2 days in for this. If I got the cards to play right, because it was like, okay, this week Scoob and I sat down and we're planning this. And then next week was when we were going to actually put it into practice and I was going to start making phone calls and Google and so on and try to get it rolling. And then the week after that was like, okay, if this works, then between this and this time when I have the off time, we're going to be able to actually do this. And then they're like, nope, just nope. Too much politics, too much private interest, public interest, so on and so forth. He's going to walk and like, this is bullshit for so many reasons. Not just being a self-brick, but he faked a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
He faked a hate crime that could have started a riot in this damn city if it wasn't so damn ridiculous. And then my city already had a riot afterwards. So it was just like double. What the fuck is your problem, you rich asshole? Because it's only the rich people that do this shit. The poor people just fucking steal from each other and wind up being chalk lines of a conqueror and take a shot. And fucking, out of all things I found, the most bombastic thing out of all of this nonsense is like, yeah, white people from Chicago were talking about it being MAGA country. I wish this was MAGA country. If
I thought it was black people that were assaulting him.
Oh, he changed it. Okay. All right, good to know. I thought it was white people the whole time. Okay, oh, fuck me. All right, so black MAGA people. That's only a little bit more feasible. But the ethnicity doesn't change the fact this is not MAGA country in Chicago. As much as I would like it to, because if it was MAGA country, I wouldn't be sitting here with a prop rifle, worried that if it was an actual rifle, I'd be charged for brandishing. At the least. Like with all these magazines and all this tactical retard gear I have on, oh, are you kidding me? As much as the 4th Precinct likes me, they'd come over here and they'd be like, yeah, so we know what you're doing. We like what you're doing, but the government says we have to politically rape you in the butthole, so here's your court date and you have to confiscate your props.
So just bite the pillow.
Pretty much. That's pretty much how it is in Chicago. And I've said it several times before. It was because in the early years of YouTube, there were several gang members that were over in Cabrini Green, if I remember correctly, that were sitting there in the stairwell, and they had actual AKs and Uzi have you, and they were talking about the glories of gang banging and shit. And because of that, they decided that if anyone does anything in that similar format in the court of law, as they bring it in, they can say, yeah, we're going to charge them for brandishing. And if it's an actual firearm, we're going to charge them for illegal possession of a firearm. And then if it turns out that in the off case of these things, these fucking things, you know, we're going to charge them for the as it became later on, the Lester Cole assault weapons ban, which means, guess what, fucker? This is a 30-round mag. You're only supposed to have 10. That's a felony for every bullet, and a felony for every magazine, and a felony for every fuck you. We're going to tell you why. Or at least that was how they made it out on TV. I don't know if that's how they practice it. I haven't wanted to entertain the possibility. Nor do I ever plan to. Because I know it's relatively loosely enforced, because every other officer has dead bodies that they need to deal with. And they're just like, okay.
But at least in prison, all your worries are taken, or most of your worries are taken care of.
Pretty much. Because when I actually took my conceal and carry class, my teacher had a very interesting story.
Yeah.
And I love this story because it was something that was very insane, but being that it happened where it happened, I was like, you know what, I could actually see that happening, Blade. And that was actually his name too, was Blade. And it was a black tooth. It's like, I told them it is a K and not a D, but all of my paperwork says otherwise, so everyone, you can call me Sensei Daywalker. Okay, Sensei Daywalker. He just rolled the dude. It's the coolest dude ever.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, this is how the story goes. One day, he was in Chinatown, and this minivan pulled out in front of him and cut him off completely. And he stomped at his brake, was yelling, and was like, "Oh, what the hell, you son of a bitch! I was trying to make a left turn." Yelling, usual horse shit.
Yep.
Then minivan pulls up, and it's like one of those white kidnapper vans.
Yes.
Door
Free
opens
candy.
up. Yes. Dude leaps out, and he's like this. With a fucking Draco and a drum bag.
Oh my god.
So Blade's like, oh, he's waving that at me. Initially starts to draw his carry gun. Then the dude goes from pointing at Blade to pointing away from him to then leaping back and yells something in some third world language, bangs out of it, and they get the hell out of there. So he holsters his sidearm and decides he's going to be a good Samaritan and do the right thing. Actually Googles where the precinct is for Chinatown because it happened right in Chinatown.
Yeah.
And goes into there, files a report. So they check him, they take his statement and all that, and they go, you know, there's something we noticed there, Mr. Blade. And I'm going to grab my bottle opener for that just because of the humorous category of this. Just because it's so fun, man. It's so stupid. They literally go and say, well, you know, Mr. Blade, per the assault weapons ban that we have, even though you are a certified licensed instructor in several states, you're only supposed to have this many. You have very much less than this, but I don't have an odd-sized prop mag, so just roll
Right.
with this. So he's got this and a hat. So he's got like about there roughly, and they make a big fucking stink about it. The sergeant is all ripped roaring and stuff, and they try to incarcerate him. So Sensei Blade decides, fuck you guys. Calls his lawyer. His lawyer makes a big stink about it and says, so let me get this straight. You have a guy that looks like some type of Asian group labor leap out with a fully automatic weapon with a drum magazine. And you're trying to incarcerate your only lead to capture aforementioned Blade Runner drug addict with a drum magazine because he has considerably less than a drum magazine and starts running the whole riot on one thing or another. So they go, all right, you know, fine, okay, fuck you. All right, yeah, we're not going to do that then. So they let Sensei Blade go. They give him back his lock or whatever he had for a carry pistol. Like, just remember that within city limits you can't carry more than 10 rounds. Get out of here. And he's like, all right, screw you guys too. I see why you got Dreadhead running around with his fucking Draco now, huh? Literally, it's like, you don't care that this guy was like, okay, I'm gonna. The guys in the room was like, all right,
I'm gonna open fire with a fully auto.
yes. Guy sit there and he's like, okay, where's the target? Where's the target? Where's the target? We have no idea who he was looking for. We only know that whoever he was looking for wasn't in Chinatown at that point in time. He just needed to cut in front of traffic to go. Got here. Next intersection. Clunk. Wait. And it's like, this guy might have a license plate number. This guy might have a description for you. This guy might have more information than you're actually going to need to help you catch this asshole. Because
But
you're so
he has a
worried about...
15-round magazine.
Yes! Yes! 15-round fucking mag. That's what they're worried about. Oh, you've got more bullets than we're allowed to have. And it's like, You're using the same handgun, officer. What the fuck? Literally.
It's just like, that guy had a drum mag. Isn't that a problem?
Yes. Let alone on a Draco. Because around that time, that was when they were fiddling around with the fucking.
So we're like, if we're gonna
assholes.
focus on the magazine, who had the bigger magazine? That's illegal.
Logic would dictate, right? Prioritize the bigger felon, the one who probably already has a criminal record, not the one that has no criminal record, because you can't be an instructor if you have a criminal record.
And is a firearm instructor.
Yes, firearm. He's a certified firearm instructor in Illinois and Idaho. No, not Idaho, not Indiana. Fuck was it? Oh, son of a bitch. It was Illinois, New Hampshire, Texas, and
New Hampshire's badass, by the way.
it is.
Yes.
He was certified over there, if I remember correctly. And it's hell is that other state everyone's always trying to. Utah. He was certified for Utah as well. This guy's covered for most of the lower 48, and they're like, no, we're gonna try and lock you up just because of your 15 rounds in your handgun. It's like, you got a guy that's got 80 rounds out there. And depending on what type of pistol he has, pistol in quotations, because it's basically an SBR, you're either looking at 7.62 by 39 or 5.45 by 39. Motherfucker, point me somewhere.
And at most, he's probably running a 45.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, if you're going with one of those cheap Yugo drum bags, yeah. Like some jury-rigged Dishka-looking fucking thing, yeah. It's at least 45 rounds of fucking ammo we can just dump down range. And you know how they are in Chicago. They don't give a shit about their accuracy. They're just sitting there like, okay. So, Scotch bottle is here. We're just going to put these other bottles around here, just for the humor of this.
They're going to have those, and all you're going to see is they're going to shoot everything and not hit the bottles, and it'll be the child next door.
Exactly. So, okay, right here is where the target is. I'm supposed to be aiming for the Scotch bottle. I'm supposed to be the guy with the dreadlocks that has the drum mag with his Draco pistol. So, okay, I'm going to be going here because for a Draco, that's an SBR, so that's something short range like this. I'm not going to get a screwdriver and take the buttstock off this, so let's just pretend. Okay, I'm supposed to be aiming right where the Scotch bottle is. With what little training these guys have, not only are they going to miss all the other beer bottles they have around the Scotch bottle, but they'll maybe whisk by and give them a grazing hit, where it's like, okay, I'll aim right there, because I think just from not even looking at the iron sights through here and here, forget the fact that it's a prop gun, but normally it's like, okay, I mean, right about there to hit it, but from the hip, it's like, okay, so I'm going to try and aim right about here, and go there, if I'm going to actually try and hit, and go, bang. You miss the Scotch bottle, and from where the setup is, I hit the microphone. And that's just for one shot. If you're going to where, like how the safety lever is right here, you're going from safe, where it is right here, to being a select fire firearm, so you're going, okay, so we have our burst, and we have our fully auto, and then we have single down on the end here. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go fully automatic. That means you're going to be aiming
from the Scotch bottle up and probably to whatever direction you're yanking.
Yeah, right about there. So I'm going to go bam, 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 bam. Because it's an AK platform weapon, which means the recoil is going to go up. The only way the recoil is going to go backwards if you're working with a 74. And being that it's a short rifle anyways, if you don't have a good muzzle brake, which I don't even know if this guy had, guy probably didn't have any muzzle brake whatsoever because he didn't want to spring for it, still means you're going to go like that, which means you're going to maybe hit the Scotch bottle just right about here, but the whole rest of that, microphone and phone, you're hitting innocent civilians, and they don't give a shit because they're cane benders. I think if you rack up a civilian body count, the fear is going to make people respect you. You know, they're not going to give a damn about that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of those gang members, I wonder what the stats are for today on Hey Jackass. Let me go look that up. Because that's the one thing I've noticed with all this inflation is we've got an absolute insane uptick in crime, and yes, a lot of the people, especially the Chicago Police Department, is going to tell you warm weather means war crime. It's just how it is. I don't know if a lot of these guys just aren't weather resistant and they can't deal with the cold, even though they've probably been here for 3 generations or more, but for whatever reason. The cold locks people in. It prevents them from getting to wherever it is they want to go. So when it's nice and warm out, they'll literally just take a fucking stroll, just going wherever it is they're going to, and they're just going, bang. No reason. Just because. Just bang. Just because they can. Had that happen just a few weeks ago at a gas station. Some security gal lost her fucking life. Just because some dude wasn't right in the mind, had himself a fucking legal firearm. Wasn't an AK, I think he just made a Glock, or he bought a Glock. Because, you know, Glocks are easy. I'd make a demonstration for Glocks, but I don't want to be charged for brandishing. Because it just so happens that just like a Glock, my carry pistol has pretty much the same features. It's just not made by Glock. So I have to wait till I have a lawyer that says, this is what you can do. This is how you have to do it. If you're going to educate people on this and that and the other is to blah, 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 this is how I do it. I'm not going to bother Blade for this. Blade's not a lawyer. He's an instructor. He's going to sit there and go, you're going to do what? Who? Oh, get a fucking life, kid. Go sign up for another class. Make yourself fucking busy. You know, he's not going to give a shit. He's not going to know what the fuck to do.
One thing that is really funny is how, like, with the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, like, you see the video and it's just like, this is the most, like, textbook thing of self-defense ever. And you got people being, like, just being idiots, you know?
Oh no, that's what drove me off a wall with what happened with him, and it's over in Wisconsin. And I had to argue with my grandmother about firearm laws because she was ignorant. She thought you had to have a FOID card for every state. And I literally had to explain to her, and I literally had to, at the time, because I was still an Indiana resident, because, oh yes, I moved outside of Chicago. No, I didn't want to tell you. You know why? I didn't want you people stalking my apartment. I had enough people doing that because they couldn't figure out who what package was going to. And I was like, I don't want you creepy assholes dropping me mail. I got enough creepy assholes. Like, does this person still live there? No. Does this person still live there? No. Do you still live there? Yes. You still live there 3 months from now? No. Is that still a paperwork? Where the hell do I go? I don't know. I just delivered the mail. Well, that's useless. Fuck. Fortunately, guys being fucking chased by people, and he's just like, all right, whoa, what the fuck's going on? What the son of a bitch! Ha! Here's the fucking, hits the forward assist on his AR, and the other guy draws his thoughts. Ha! Right then and there.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking clear. You go from a person that's in a full retreat from something to being struck in the back of the head with something to falling down to shooting one guy, having some form of gem or having to hit the forward assist because you've got trouble or whatever. This is an AK, so it operates completely different. And then you've got another guy coming at you, showing his pistol, and then you shoot him. And it's like...
AKs totally have a forward assist.
I know, right? Yeah. This is why I keep this beaten up prop around, because it fails at the perfect time. Just like with my costume here. Just totally decide it's going to dissolve on me for no good reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like most of my argument with them was like, yeah, you can't just attack someone with a gun because you're scared. That's just going
Oh,
to spook them, which could result in them hurting you.
yeah. And now I have to prop this. I have to piece this whole prop back together now. But this is comically enough why I like this thing. Because this thing is close enough to being realistic.
Mhm.
Or right about where the front trending goes. Smack that thing back in there.
Mhm.
Recoil spring the charging head. Oh, okay, gonna push the hammer back. Alright. Get that in there. Come on, get through there.
Mhm.
Don't have the full piston like real AK, but it's a prop, so you know it is.
Yeah, that was one of my main things when someone was like saying they were saying something stupid about like he had a gun, like people were gonna be scared, and it's just like, you know, that's just going to cause people to get that's just going to cause more fear and people getting hurt is attacking the
Who's
person
not
with a
gonna
gun.
be terrified? Good God, it's a riot that's going on. Who isn't gonna be terrified?
Yeah. And
God,
then
even the riots here, I was fucking terrified, but I still did my part to keep these
yeah.
assholes out of the neighborhood.
And then the other thing with um and then the other guy, he was trying to just be like, "Oh, he's a murderer." And I was like, "Bro, can you even prove that to me and change my mind?" He's like, "I'm not even going to try." I'm like, "That's kind of yeah, that it's just yeah, I told him pretty much just like go ahead and go ahead and prove to me that he murdered people."
Oh, for the love of God. Alright, I gotta take the leak. I'll be right back. And then I'll go through the stats and probably have a few more beers.
I am
Now,
honestly thinking of getting going soon because I do work in 12 hours, so.
Alright, that's fine. I'll probably wrap it up in the next few minutes then.
Yeah.
It's just my bladder started kicking. So just irritate them for a few minutes.
Mhm. Well, I got nothing right now. Who's even
Oh, oh, oh boy. I would have to take a big one. Holy shit. Oh, alright. So, I did promise to get into the stats. See just how bad it was in the city, so...
Yeah, I just had to use the bathroom too, so I had to, you know.
Oh, it's fine, dude. You gotta go, you gotta go. I'm not gonna yell at you. So I gotta take a pee. Let's see here. Come on, pull it up, come on. Alright, let's see here. Well, what do you know? We're not on the map. So, what happened must have been over on east side. Or it must have been right over the border in Indiana as far as that shooting with that security officer. If I knew more about it, I'd pull it up. But all I know is security officer, gas station, right along the area we're at here. And the poor gal lost her life.
Oh, that sucks.
It does suck. It's really bullshit. That's why you gotta wear Kevlar when you're going out. That's why I tell everyone, get your FOID, get your concealed carry license, get yourself some basic body armor, not because you're gonna go out there and kill people, because regrettably, as it's been lately, there are going to be people that are going to go out there to kill you for no reason. Just because they fucking can, they're gonna do it. And look how bad it is. We actually have a 75 plus category now. It used to just be black for 50 plus. Oh,
Rookie
wow,
number?
ain't that?
Is that rookie numbers?
Yeah, this is right now. Yes, this is indeed rookie numbers because this is the start of the year. Because this is for early March, right? This has maybe been updated a few days ago. But Austin's already got a good spread. They've already got a double homicide. South Shore, oh shit! I'm surprised that they're actually. You know what? I've always heard of gang violence going on in South Shore. They're right next door, but I've never. This is probably the first time I've actually noticed them on the actual map. So someone's got to really be paying attention to their geography, or maybe I'm not drinking as much where I can go, oh yeah, that's so true. Yeah, because it's these guys, us here, and over here that's supposed to make a 10th word. So I suppose it's supposed to go bing, 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 bing is the whole 10th word of Chicago. Because I've only heard of East Side being a neighborhood, and I've only heard of South Shore being a neighborhood, and I've only heard of Headwish being a neighborhood. I've only heard of South Chicago as like, okay, this is what we call the South Side because it's so bad. Calumet Heights, I haven't even really ever heard of. Same with Chatham. Roseland, though, Roseland's right next door. I can go right over the doggone bridge from 130th, and I'll wind up over in Roseland. That place is a shit. One of my coworkers from the old job was over there. Some bastard. Pullman used to be nice. They have a couple of historical places over there, but regrettably, that's also become a shooting gallery, so that sucks. So let's see here. Oh, of course they're going on. They're going to go on about the police. Oh, the big bad cops getting your sorry ass for your felonies. What do you know? The police haven't killed anybody. We only had an uptick in January, and that's probably just because of the leftovers from December. Oh, what do you know? Cops aren't killing anybody, asshole. It's like maybe they're educated to shoot to stop, not shoot to kill. You know, maybe just fucking thinking. Maybe that might be racist, and very much if it is.
Honestly, I feel like shoot to kill is probably the most, or like it's the thing you kind of want to go for, is like you're really just stopping the threat, yeah, but generally if that weapon is coming out, you're going to kill him.
More often than not, that is correct. The idea, though, is if you can hit the asshole enough times to where they drop the weapon or they're incapable of using aforementioned weapon, then that is stop the shoot, not stop the kill. Because if the paramedics and so on or emergency services get to them in time, they can save them.
Yeah.
You know, because the thing is, they want you to aim for center mass
Yeah.
on a person whenever you're engaging with them, when you have to actually discharge your firearm.
That is the biggest target.
Yeah, I'll do a basic demonstration of that with the prop rifle after we go through this. And
Funny thing is, no one's watching right now.
no one's watching.
Yeah, I checked while you were in the bathroom. Like, I just went to YouTube and it was just me watching.
That's fine. The trolls probably got tired of it. That's fine.
Yeah,
I didn't do too good a job of shilling, so. Oh,
yeah, we
well,
really didn't do much, so it was just shooting shit.
Pretty much. I mean, this is the one day where I could actually get it done. This is as it is. I'm kind of having to rough shot doing streams. So sorry, it's not as well structured. I didn't have as many people. Blah blah blah. It is what it is.
I don't care.
I do what I can. Not much else I can say.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can see right now why it is that over at the Ragos that they have the flyers up. What should you do on the off case that you're carjacked? Because let's see here. Here's how well it's gone for the last couple of years. Do you notice a significant uptick here?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that just me? A little under 6% of the people that did carjackings were actually apprehended.
Yeah.
We're on a real bad track record for that. Yeah, I can kind of see why, because that's even, I think it was on Tucker Carlson's show when I was, that's a separate story I'll tell, but all the same, there were some conclusions between my buddy and I that were drawn as far as to why do you think it is that they're trying to tell you on the news that if you're in an altercation where someone's trying to take your vehicle, that you abandon it and just let them take it. And I was like, that's really strange. But, being the fact that regrettably, it seems that not a lot of people have concealed carry licenses.
Yeah, if you don't have a weapon, run away. Even if you do have a weapon, like, generally you at least want to not be in a car,
Didn't think of that, but then again, most cars aren't as durable as my brick.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. Well, you know what? In regards to your last statement, maybe this is why. It's like, not be in car when being shot at. Yeah, I'd like to see how bullet resistant a fucking Tesla is. Yeah, you got your fucking Prius.
Me personally, I wouldn't want to be in a car while being shot at. From close range.
Yes, that is bad. That is definitely very bad.
It's also generally why I don't, even though I sit in booths at restaurants a lot, I don't like sitting in booths. It's counterintuitive. Because, with a regular chair, you can just, you have an easy way of just getting up and fleeing. Because who cares what happens to the chair after you get up? Whereas with a booth, it's harder to get out,
Yeah, because booths are fixed, chairs aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Strangulation. There's another one they like to complain about.
That who likes to complain about?
Oh, plenty of those usual communist salad fisters. Oh, it's a racism because of all of the violence. Really? Let me see here. How about no? Look at the majority of this. How about no? And the whole thing with this is that this isn't just the percentage of people who are victims. It's also these are the assholes that are killing their own assholes, and these assholes are killing these assholes, or vice versa, or they're killing themselves. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Basic breakdown. It's how the crime goes. It's not just some cut and dried fucking stupid ass, Azov guy walks up to a black guy. You are an inferior because I am from Ukraine and I am sanctioned by government to be cross-border clansmen of Ukrainian special forces. So I take you, I put you on cross, I kill you with your own gun, and then I set you on fire as I pee vodka. Yeah. That doesn't happen in Chicago. Don't let juicy butt cheeks or whoever else tell you otherwise.
It's black on black crime, typically. Not typically, but it's a lot of the time.
Yeah, more often than not it is. Oh shit, we had our first nut shot, and I missed it. 1 in January. It's our first nut shot. The year's begun. We've already got one buddy that got shot in the nuts. God, we had 8 morons that shot themselves. Yeah, this is the significant importance with firearm safety. This is what I don't want to justify
the ND type of shoot themselves, or the actual shooting themselves.
I believe this is considered accidental discharges that have resulted in self-injury.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain that's what it is. I don't think it's suicide attempts. I think it's legitimately, like the caricature says, oh shit, kind of, I shot myself type of accident.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that's what it is. Because as far as I know, I haven't seen any specific suicide stats.
Okay.
And then butt cheeks. Speaking of juicy butt cheeks, let's see here. We got 13 juicy butt cheeks that are bleeding. Oh boy, and it's not from the sodomy. It's because they got some lead straight through. Well, I'm not going to lie. I think that's more than we had last year at the beginning. As you haven't tallied in the end of March yet, that's just January and February. That's Jesus Christ. Yeah. This might be our worst gun year crime yet. Or gun crime year, or gun turned on to shepherd of pressure. Wait. What did they? Oh, they have a merchandise shop. No.
I thought they had one. I knew they sold posters from the last few times you showed this.
I've been waiting for those damn things to get in stock. They never have them in stock when I have the damn money. Bastards. Yes, I would like to buy crap. Where is your crap? That's pretty good because she actually said that.
Yeah, she did. I
shit you not. No, she actually said
I know, I saw the story.
Oh, that was great.
Social workers and therapists.
That's about right. Keychain. Oh, they actually have them in stock. All right. Sweet. All right. Awesome. After we get done streaming, then I'm definitely buying this one and this one. I don't know if I'm gonna buy Tykefoot's Marvel comic though.
Oh yeah, that one's actually really funny. Where she dressed up as some kind of superhero for COVID or whatever.
God. Yeah, I remember that.
That was cringy. That was cringy.
Oh, it was terrible. God, look, I know I dress like a nerd, but I'm not. I'm trying to do it on purpose. I'm not trying to cheaply put together a costume. I purposely put it together a costume. I'm not wanting to look this bad. Oh my God. Lamentable Lightfoot. This one and this one. No, I'm buying the hell out of the two of those.
Imagine if Lightfoot wasn't racist and you got an interview with her.
Oh, You know what? If I could arrange that, I probably would, but I don't think I've got a snowball chance in hell with it.
Because she's racist.
Oh, yeah. She's way more racist than I am. Because I try and be funny when I'm doing it. I'm not fucking serious. Oh. Alright, we're going to stop sharing that one. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I promise to show everyone how you are to properly actually aim and use if you're going to defensively use your firearm. So, since this is what we have out here, we use the whiskey bottle here.
You aim for the fat part of the bottle.
Exactly. Because the idea is if you're going to further training of the state of Illinois, you want to aim right here. You want to aim center mass.
Yeah. Don't
That's
follow
what they
Biden's
tell you.
advice. Don't follow Biden's advice.
Yeah, don't no, God, you're right on it. Don't shoot him in the leg. Because especially in the state of Illinois, where the hell did I put that? Okay. For legal humorous purposes, we're gonna take the bottle opener. We're just gonna throw that in there. You have your 10 rounds. 10 rounds you have to use in this one instance for that bottle that's coming up at you, hopped up on cocaine and cocaine accessories, trying to stab you, and going on about democratic Cthulhu
Provided by the
monsters.
government. Provided by the government.
Yeah, of course we're right. Who the hell else was going to smuggle this to Chicago?
I'm talking about the crack pipes being provided by the government.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the crack. No, the crack pipes, yeah, no, the crack pipes are provided by the government. The crack, I would argue, also comes from the government because of the legal case of Mr. Actual Free Raver Claus.
Ow. Sorry, that's getting a bit. Yeah, she's getting sassy. And it actually hurt this time. And now she's looking at me like I just committed the greatest sin in the world.
Cats.
Yep.
Oh, dang out. Now I have to actually put the sucker back in place. You know, one of these days I'm actually going to have to replace this thing just because this will start falling apart when I don't want it to, not just when I want it to. Ugh. Come on. Oh. In there. In there. Goes in there. Goes in there. Okay, so demonstration. You have 10 rounds that you have to use to stop your assailant in self-defense. And you're going to have to aim for the center mass because that's the torso area. It's the torso that has the most coverage of where you can actually hit a person and not risk over penetration. Comically ignore the fact that this is an AK and 7.62 by 39 would rip through this motherfucker like you wouldn't believe. Or say, maybe you're using Wolf hollow points and they're going to not over penetrate and they're just going to drop the ass.
Penetration.
Yeah. Because that is the main problem. Is it's not just, okay, guys coming at, I have to aim right at him right there. I have to hit him center max. The other thing is, okay, while I'm trying to steady my hand, shoot this guy, what's going to happen if my bullet leaves the rifle, goes through Mr. Whiskey Bottle here, and hits the tripod? Let's say there's a child there, just for, because this is what the Democrats like to say, oh no, what happens if you shoot a child? They don't actually give a shit about you shooting children. They use it for propaganda. They're like fucking Wakanda, not Wakanda, it's Ghani. They're like the Ghanesian fucking public, whatever they have over there. So they say, oh, you need to give us more money because you did not dying in the government warfare. Yeah. Bullshit. They like to do the same shit, except they say it's, white supremacists that are killing all the goddamn children in Chicago. Even though it's not like that at all. Fuentes and whomever else, and the uber-mentioned Haagen-Dazs and Azov are coming to Chicago to kill your black children. Your black children kill your other black children because you're all bastards or whatever the issue is. But all the same, okay. Set up all points. So this guy's coming at me. He's hopping on drugs. Bam. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. There you go. He's down. So, whiskey bottle's down. Guy actually stopped shooting at you until he raised the hand, and then you have to go, oh shit. 9, 10. And you have to actually reload and hope that you have another one of these. Because he's down on the ground and he's still aiming up at you. And he's still trying to shoot you in the face. So while he's still trying to shoot you, he doesn't give a shit what the hell he hits. You have to actually duck out of the way, go ahead and take another one of these and go, all right. And then actually go re-engage him. Go just at center mass. You can't aim for his head. You can't aim for his arm. You can't aim for his legs. Fuck Joe Biden. You can't aim for his goddamn legs. Center mass always gets him down. And then you hope that after you pumped all those rounds into him, he stopped trying to shoot you. He stopped trying to hurt you. And he's actually just laying there just pumped full of all that fucking lead. And their whole justification for doing this whole bullshit as to why you can not only use this with a handgun, which I'll demonstrate with a prop handgun, but only have this many rounds that is a glorified fucking battle over just about anything you're going to use, is beyond me. Because I'm not going to say that every criminal does drugs, but more often than not, there are criminals that do, and they do other things too. So, more rounds, more stopping power, more of a likelihood you're not going to get raped. Just saying.
The less rounds you'll have in you to remove.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know everyone's ultra sensitive about Nazis, and still, unless we can say it was something from Ukraine. So, to quote a particular Ukrainian who's brave and strong and progressive and fighting against the Russian invaders, the only thing that makes a difference between a man and man fight, between you and him, the only difference between victory and defeat is who has the other round in their magazine. Yeah. Find me the guy that quoted that one. I'll give you a fucking brownie for that.
Be a hell of a drive for you.
Oh, yeah. Gas prices are nowadays. Probably just fucking nailed the damn thing with Tupperware.
It'd be fun to meet up sometime for real, though.
Mm-hmm.
But that would probably be like a Hershey Park kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Possibly. Well, we're probably going to end the stream at this point.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Everything else. Unless I can make an actual concrete video on how you properly use, self-defense through the, bullshit that we can live by in Illinois. That's really about all I can do for that.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to go to bed because I do have work tomorrow or today now at like 2. So.
All right. Well, shit. You get yourself to bed.
Yeah.
Everyone else, thank you for watching. For the people that have watched and since we posted this and since after we post this, we're going to try and do this on a somewhat relative basis. I know it's kind of going to be up in the air between Scooby-331 and myself. He wasn't here tonight because his wife dragged him off the bed. Sorry, that happens. He's married. And yes, I know I'm not posting on the regular. I have life. This is just how it is. He's a married man. He has to take care of his wife. I work for a living. I have to take care of my job. We'll try and do this when we can. And if for whatever reason you like the whole fancy setup I have with the couch and all this shit, just let me know. If you like it, I'll keep doing it. It's just due to technical difficulties, I had to literally move this into the front room. So, when I get more days
I'll
like
harass
this,
you in DMs.
Oh, go right ahead. Let them hit me up in Discord on their DMs. I'm in, let's see. I'm in Dankula's server. I'm in Rome's server. I don't talk to any of those assholes anymore for whatever reason. I forget.
I know you're in Peterson's.
Yes, I am in Jordan Peterson's server, where I gave you all the jokes about Malort, which you probably won't like Malort. It's a very hard alcohol. It literally tastes like somebody took the furniture off this AK and fermented it into alcohol. That's how bad it tastes.
I will get going though.
All right. I'll
See
see you around. But all the same, yeah, just hit us up in Discord DMs or Discord in general. Let us know. We'll
Blah blah
sometimes
blah.
do a little basis if we can. So, everyone, have yourselves a good night. Don't go die in a war in a third world fucking country you couldn't find on a map 3 months ago. Bye. And let me find the button. Boom. Yeah, send it. Ah, this computer.